What's up, guys? Oh my god. Today I'm going to do a review on the new film Annabelle. This film came out on October of last year, I believe. Annabelle is directed by John R. Leonetti, and it's not directed by James Wan. In case you guys didn't know, but I'm sure you've already known, that this is a prequel to the 2013 film The Conjuring, which is directed by James Wan, who is also the director of the first Saw, Insidious. And I was kind of bummed out when I heard that James Wan wasn't going to come back to direct the prequel to The Conjuring, Annabelle, and yeah, here's my opinion on it. I witnessed this film in the theater, and I'm pretty sure you all know what it's about. I'm sure you all know Annabelle, and I'm sure you've all seen The Conjuring, so do I really have to say the plot? Well, I'm going to say it anyway. So Annabelle is about a couple who are raising a baby in their own house, and one night, there is like this satanic cult that comes and bombards her house, and they start doing all this weird satanic shit to the doll, which is obviously Annabelle, which I believe the husband gave to the wife as a gift. The satanic cult ends up dying in their house, but you know, obviously they put a curse on Annabelle, and Annabelle is now a creepy doll living in their house, and that's pretty much the story of Annabelle. Weird stuff starts going on in their house, and they don't know what it is, and they don't know what to do, and you know, it's obviously Annabelle doing all this stuff. It's a pretty generic movie, to be honest. We've all seen this movie 1,000 times. We all know what's gonna happen. We all know what's it about. It's a creepy doll in a movie. I mean, you know, we've seen this before. And I do understand that this movie got shit on, and a lot of people did not like this film at all. They were crapping on it. It was the worst horror movie of the year. It's terrible. I'm going to be flat out honest with you guys. I did not mind this movie. I don't think it was as bad as people are saying it is. I think I know, however, why people didn't like this film, and that's because The Conjuring, you guys know The Conjuring, it's like the biggest horror film to come out in 2013. Everybody saw it, everybody loved it, and it was really scary. And when people were hearing that they were going to do a spin-off of The Conjuring called Annabelle, people got all excited because, you know, they figure Annabelle is going to be as scary as The Conjuring, when obviously the film is not as scary. So a lot of people went into this movie expecting like the scariest movie of all time, just like The Conjuring, when really it wasn't, and it wasn't as good as well. The point is, a lot of people went in there with high expectations, and the film did not meet with their expectations. Now, I didn't see this film when it first came out. I wasn't in a hurry to see it, so I saw a lot of reviews and articles online of people who said they hated the movie, and I was kind of surprised. So then when I saw the movie, my expectations were extremely low. I was expecting a piece of crap, when really it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, and it was actually quite decent for what it was. I really kind of liked this movie. I thought some parts were very creepy. It definitely had its flaws. It's not a perfect movie, but then again, no movie's perfect. But I thought it was overall a very creepy movie. It's not as good as The Conjuring, but it's still a pretty good movie. I will first start off by talking about a couple of the things that I did not like about this movie. Like I said, it was very generic. We've seen this movie 1,000 times before. Another thing I didn't like about this film was the fact that Annabelle, what the hell? I said Annabelle? Annabelle! Another thing I didn't like about this film was Annabelle, you know, she's the central character. She's the main thing you're supposed to be afraid of is the doll, Annabelle, because her name is in the title. She is the main thing you are supposed to be scared of, when really in the film, she doesn't do much at all besides sit there and be creepy. I was expecting her to like pop up and do something and actually like walk around, or I mean just something, but no, she just kind of sat there on her little chair in that little room doing nothing. There were even shots in the movie where they were zooming up on Annabelle's face, and you think she's gonna do something really scary, but no, the camera just keeps zooming up into her, and zooming up into her, and she's just staring straight into the camera. It's kind of creepy, but you expect something to become a little more creepy, but nothing ends up happening, and the scene cuts, and it goes to the next scene, and you're just kind of like, what was the point of that? The doll is honestly just in here to be creepy. It doesn't do much, it doesn't do anything really besides just sit there, and I didn't really like that because you expect Annabelle to be like the biggest threat in this film, when really she's not. The biggest threat in this film is something way scarier, I thought, but it kind of worked for me. I don't know. There is one scene in this film that scared me to death, and I'm sure you all know what scene I'm talking about. It's that elevator scene. It's creepy as hell, and it scared me, and I rarely ever get scared in horror films, but I'm telling you right now, that scene scared me. It was freaky as hell, and I'm sure all of you can agree with me. That is the scariest scene in the movie. Even people who didn't like this movie talked about that one scene and how it was the scariest scene in the film, and I gotta agree. But there are also a lot of other scary parts in this film, and I think the film does a decent job at being scary. This film is far from perfect. It's definitely not the best horror film out there. It's definitely not the best horror film of 2014, but I liked it for what it was, and I didn't think it was that bad of a movie at all. I do kind of think that it would have been a little better if James Wan directed it, and I thought the director did a decent job at directing this film. I know he worked with James Wan in his previous films. I think he was like a producer of The Conjuring or something. He works with James Wan in his other films. I don't know exactly what he does, but Annabelle is a pretty decent film despite a couple of flaws, but it did have its scary parts, and I'm going to go ahead and give the film a 3 out of 5. Like I said, it's far from perfect, but it is not bad. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this review. Do not forget to leave a comment down below on what movie I should review next, and I will see you guys later.